I know the pieces fit.
Apparently they fit.
Is that Tool?
That was Tool.
It's what a lot of people call us on social media.
Right? I figured, why not? Why fight it?
Or you embrace it. I like that. You're right. Embrace it.
Yeah, you got to tell me next time we're going live, by the way.
Sorry, this is what we do pre-show. You guys are like, what are they doing? Why is it taking so long for the show to start?
I sit here, play on the guitar, and Anthony does whatever the hell he's doing. I don't even misspells things, I guess. I don't know.
I misspell things. Yeah, that's basically, that's where we're at, I guess. That's where we're at. But look at this, Frankie C. Monday show. How about that?
Here we are, baby.
A lot of people said it wouldn't happen. By a lot of people, I mean me and Cuddles.
Were you doubting it?
And you. Yeah.
Oh.
They were like, let's do it. Let's just make this a podcast. Let's make it happen.
I'm not going anywhere.
Boy, the White House. Little meltdown today over Biden's physician visiting said White House. We got into a little dust up there with Mean Jean Karine, whatever her name is. I'm gonna have to learn her name soon.
It's important.
It'll be important. I'm gonna tell you who the vice presidential pick is gonna be for Donald Trump.
Is this your guess or is this fact?
Yep. Little of column A, little of column B.
So it's a fact that it's your guess.
We'll narrow down the last two men standing, and then I'll share with you who I think is going to be picked. You can share who you think is going to be chosen.
Is it Satan?
Robert Kennedy Jr. Everybody kind of glazed over this last week. We didn't have time to get to it. We will get to it.
Brainworm.
It's that man is very strange. I'm sorry, and I know there's a lot of people. All right. We'll wait. Don't do it in the opening.
Get ahead of yourself here.
And the hostess with the mostest girl was fired from her gig for several reasons, and one of which was pulling the old monkey. You know what the monkeys like to do? You know, they like to throw around.
Yeah.
That's what she did.
She did that
at a posh New York City restaurant, and it landed right in the koi pond.
See, what did the koi do to anybody? That's not right.
She was aiming for the koi pond, so
no,
nailed it.
Koi.
The koi. Koi's taken care of.
Koi never hurt anybody.
No, koi did not.
They're like the most harmless things in the world.
Do you remember that episode of The Sopranos where Steve Buscemi was opening up a spa, and Tony Soprano was like, I'll take care of it. He's like, maybe he'll put out a koi pond. He's like, I'll take care of the koi. I got a koi guy. Do you remember that?
You know, every time you bring up, I've seen all every episode, and every time you mention something from a Sopranos episode, I have no idea what you're talking about. I think you're watching episodes that were like deleted or something, because I don't remember any of that.
No, it's true. He's smoking a cigar. They're showing him around, and then
I don't doubt that.
The girl walks in, who's the daughter of the guy he's partnered with, and she's like, I found this guy who's got these creams, and maybe we could put it out here by the koi pond if we're still doing that. And Tony goes, koi's taken care of. Like she was worried if there was going to be a koi pond or not.
Yeah, I remember he was going to be a massage therapist, and he wanted out of everything, right?
That right. That was it.
Yeah, he was going to school for it and whatever.
Yep, exactly. And just before he beats up his partner, Mr. Kim, I think was his name was, that was the koi pond scene. Oh, see, DJ Shenanigans gets me. See, all right, there you go. Millions of people and Frank have no idea what I'm talking about, but DJ Shenanigans and I are connecting right here.
That's all right. You got one. That means that at least it exists somewhere in some universe.
I'm not totally lying and making it up.
Whatever you're talking about.
I want to shout out TD Freelancer too, Frankie C, because on our Discord, which you could sign up for if Discord is your thing, link in the description below.
We have a lot of fun in Discord, a lot of stuff, a lot of outside the show stuff going on. So
yeah,
join in the fun.
I feel like Erin C has found a home in Discord. She likes the Discord. I feel like she's always involved in the conversation there.
A lot of fun over there. Erin C's in there talking to everybody. We got pictures, we got videos. It's a lot of fun.
It is good fun. But shout out to TD because she was watching us, Frankie C, on a projector screen.
Ooh.
And she put that up on now I'll be damned if I could find it now because There's 100 channels in this Discord that we
let's
got.
see. While you're talking, I'll see if I could track it
You
down.
remember seeing it, right? I was like, "Oh, this is so cool," and I wanted
How
to
long
share that
ago
with
was
everybody.
this?
It wasn't that long ago. It
See,
wasn't
I'm
that
not gonna
long
be able to
ago.
find it.
I don't know
No.
if it was in general, if it was off topic, if it was in Robin's Nest or Bird's World.
We got a lot of subcategories going on.
There's a lot, yeah.
It's not easy.
I mean, it was cool to see. It was cool to
Here it
see
is.
that kind of thing going on.
There we go. All right, we're on a projector. Looks like in some sort of theater or something.
That's her house.
That's your house. That's awesome.
I think it's her house, unless she was projecting. Unless she's charging people to come see the podcast.
I don't think we should ever be this gigantic on any kind of. We shouldn't be projected this largely.
Not these two heads. No. No good. No good.
No.
I feel
that's
like
pretty cool.
I feel like have we had this discussion yet? The back of my head is too big. Like this.
We definitely have not had this discussion.
Okay. Look at this. Look at my hands. They're decent sized hands. Look at how big this whole area is back here. I feel like it's too big.
Are you high?
No.
This is the kind of thing a high person would say. Look at these hands, man, and then look at my head.
No, it feels like there's a lot here, and I just wonder if there's any sort of procedure where I could shave this off a little bit, because I feel like when I get a haircut, I have to tell them, like, you got to cut this part, because if not, it looks like I just have a.
Is it your hair or is it your head?
No, it's my head. I mean, there's hair here, but not a lot. You know what I'm saying? So I contour the hair to minimize the amount. Look, I can't. Look at.
I think you're
a big portion of.
Do you know what size hat you are? Because I guarantee my hat's bigger.
I don't know. No, I don't know.
Yeah. See this right here. That beats that.
No, I don't think you have a big head. I feel like this is bigger. I don't know how to turn.
Most hats don't fit me. Let's just say that.
Really?
I have to get, like, not special hats, but hats that, like, if I go to a store where they sell hats, I might find one that the back will adjust enough that it'll fit. The rest of them, there's no chance.
So now you know how I feel when I go to a store for a shirt.
Well,
I go all the way to the end. Where's the success? And they go, oh, you back left. Go ahead, buddy.
Keep going.
See if you can. You're not back far enough.
Stop it, you.
Look at this. Rhoda says big brain. That can't be it.
Bird says you must be high.
No, I'm not high. I promise you guys I'm not high. Not high. Dave Matthews Band concert tomorrow. Very excited.
All right. Well, if you're not high now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I will be then. Remind me to talk about that before the end of the episode. All right, listen. We have serious business to get to here. This is a serious podcast.
Sure. No, serious times. Go ahead.
All right. White House has a complete and total meltdown because there's a doctor who specializes in Parkinson's.
Okay.
A neurologist, and he works at Walter Reed, and he visited the White House, and it caused a huge uproar. I'm going to play a clip for you here from the White House press briefing today. His name is Dr. Kennard. He works at Walter Reed. He made early morning visits to the White House residence 7 times between July 2023 and March of 2024 to meet with Megan Nasworthy, who coordinates primary care visits for the president and his family. Okay. At the 8th meeting, which the New York Post first reported on just this past Saturday, took place at 5 p.m. on January 17th with the physician to the president, Dr. Kevin O'Connor, and Dr. John E. Atwood, a cardiologist at Walter Reed. Kennard also met at the White House with Joshua Simmons, an emergency medical specialist at Walter Reed, in November of 2022. The close proximity of those visits were first reported by the New York Times. Kennard has worked at Walter Reed since 1998, according to his LinkedIn page. So he's been there for a while. But the White House has a they call it a clinic, a doctor's office in the White House. And then there's a bigger doctor's office in the Eisenhower building, which is considered part of the White House complex. It's the building across the street where the vice president usually operates out of, and a lot of the other workers in the government operate out of. So he's been there a whole slew of times. Now, anytime anybody visits the White House, they have to sign in. Those logs are made public. So at the White House press briefing this afternoon, they started asking like, "Hey, what's up with why is the neurologist coming so often?" Right, with all these, because now the story that we're all chasing down is Biden fit to forget run for president. I feel like we've gone past run for president, and can he even finish this term is where some people are now. I wonder who he pissed off.
Right.
And because people on his own side are still, even though he said he's running no matter what, he's not releasing his delegates, all that, they are still floating this stuff out there. But he was asked today during the briefing, they were asked like about it, and the press secretary refused to give a good answer, just flat out refused. Now you might be thinking to yourself, I know our own Frankie C is it Peter Doocy, that big fat douchebag from Fox News? Is it one of the Newsmax people? It was CBS and then NBC who both got into a conflict with the press secretary.
I have no problem with that.
I'm not saying you would. I'm just saying,
Yeah, I don't care who asks.
When I first saw this, I was like, oh, it's probably she's probably sparring with the Fox News guys, and then go to find out it wasn't the Fox News guys.
Well, here's the difference. If Biden is something's wrong with Biden, we want to know about it, and we want to call it out and make sure we know what's going on. But if Trump was in office and something was wrong with him, his supporters would be like, oh, there's nothing wrong with him. He's fine. Don't even worry about it. We're not even going to ask. It's not a big deal. But if it's a big deal, if Biden's, something's wrong with him, we need to know. Absolutely. 100%. We're not going to, I don't want, any illnesses or whatever health issues to, be swept under the rug. I want to know what's going on. We all do.
Yeah. We have a right to know. All right. So here, do you want to hear some of the skirmish?
Sure.
Okay. So this is earlier today, the press briefing room.
That he gets every year that we provide to all of them.
That's a very basic, direct question.
Wait. Hold on. Wait a second.
Eight times, or at least once, in regards to the president specifically.
Hold on a second.
That's what you should be able to answer by this point.
Wait, no. No, wait a minute. Ed, please. A little respect here, please.
His whole, I don't know if you heard him, but he was like, it's been 8 visits, or at least one visit that they know, like it's, he's like, you should, and he goes, I've been reporting about this for 4 days now. You should be able to come up with an answer. And then
does she answer after this?
I'll play it for you, but she hit him with the Ed, like when you have to stop and say somebody's name in the middle of an argument, you're getting very angry. I feel like that. I do that when I'm like should I punch this person in the face? No, let me calm down. And
I don't blame both of them here. I don't blame him for being like, answer the question. Why aren't you answering the question? Yeah. And I don't blame her for being like, whoa, wait a second. Let's just chill for a second. Let me get, if she's indeed getting to the answer. If she's not, then we need an answer.
So every year around the president's physical examination, he sees a neurologist. That's 3 times, right? So I am telling you that he has seen a neurologist 3 times while he has been in this presidency. That's what I'm saying. I am telling you that he has seen them 3 times. That is what I'm sharing with you, right? So every time he has a physical, he has had to see a neurologist. So that is answering that question. No, it is. It is. You're asking me. I also said to you, Ed, for security reasons, we cannot share names. We cannot share names. We have to.
Others he would have met with.
We cannot
share names.
No.
If someone came here.
No, we cannot share. We cannot share names of specialists broadly. It's from a dermatologist to a neurologist. We cannot share names. There are security reasons. We have to protect. I understand that. I hear you. I hear you.
So do you hear what he's saying? So, she's saying we can't share names of doctors, and he's saying, yes, you can. And also the public visit, if somebody visits the president of the United States, it's public, right? Everybody has a right to that.
Is that 100%? I don't know. I'm asking. Is that 100% of the time? No matter who visits, there's never a time where someone visits the president in a
perhaps under national security
reasons,
maybe, yeah, sure. But if you come into the White House and you get a visitor's pass, as these people need to have, and all that jazz, and you
even
sign
for
those,
personal, doctors, okay. Yeah,
because the president, although the president of the United States has a right to privacy as far as like medical records go, it's a gray area, because if you're not fit to serve, then the people deserve to know that. 100%. And that should be made public. So, and also, by the way, a president has the right, as does every human being, to waive any sort of confidentiality between doctor and patient. So if they say, like you have the HIPAA, if you have the you sign those papers when you go to the doctor, when everybody goes to the doctor, who can we notify? Who can we talk to?
Yeah.
You have to fill that information out. So they can all do that.
And it sounds like, unless there's more to this, it sounds like what she's saying is that, he saw a neurologist, but it happens routinely, and that's part of the physical.
Well, what exactly? So she's admitting to 3 times during the physical, but what the reporter is saying is he's been here. This canard has been there more than 3 times.
Well, 3 times a year.
He's saying.
So the reports go back to July of last year. So it's been 3 times this year. And that's 6 times since July, probably, right? How many times was the total?
She's saying he comes every year for his physicals. He's been in the White House for 3 years. That means he's been here 3 times.
Okay.
That's all she's admitting to.
Okay.
He's got the logs in his hands who's visited and knows this guy has been here more often between July 23 and March 24, and he wants to know why and what's going on. And so she's like, we can't talk about it because we don't release the names of specialists and blah blah blah. But he's saying it's on the visitor logs.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
Cannot from here confirm any of that, because we have to keep their privacy. I think they would appreciate that too. We have to give them.
The doctor.
We have to keep their privacy.
It is public information.
So she says we have to keep their privacy, and he says, who, the president or the doctor? And she responds with, we have to keep their privacy. So she didn't answer that question on whose privacy you're respecting there. Is it
Yeah. I mean, could it be someone else?
I guess it could be, but
not having to do with the president. I mean, who knows? But
I guess
most likely it has to do with the president. But could it be like his wife, anybody else in the White House?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it could be, but in that particular case, then it should be he
was here, but not for the president.
Yeah, another family member.
Yeah. Well, I guess they'll have to answer this at some point,
right? But if you're lying, then that's not good, and you get found out that you're lying, that's not good.
Yeah, no, I understand. I totally get that. And is there more to the clip? Is she
there's
anything else about
there's
this?
like 30 more seconds. Do you want to hear the rest of it?
I hear you. Guys.
So I don't know if and if you're watching, you can see, I'll back up a little bit. If you're watching, you can see this. It's now the other reporters are getting upset by how much she's avoiding answering the question. So you can see the young lady here. I think she's from NBC. She starts to chime in on this question.
I hear you. Guys, hold on a second. There's no reason to go back and forth and be in this aggressive way.
Missed around here about how information's been shared with the press corps around here.
What do you miss about? What do you miss about?
Everything he just asked about.
And then every time I come back and I answer the question that you guys asked.
You have to come back and clean
I never answered the question incorrectly. That is not true. I was asked about a medical exam. I was asked about a physical. That was in the line of question that I answered.
So wait, I want to go back to this one part right here, what he says. Let me see, where are we here?
go back and forth with me in this aggressive way.
Missed around here about how information's been shared with the president.
Guys,
Oh, that was it. He says to her, it's going to fester longer if you don't answer the questions. And he's right. That's what happens with the press corps. They'll never stop.
No, they won't. I mean, again, I want the president to be healthy and whatever, but so the gist of this is this guy has been there how many times, and what's in the length of time? What is it?
They're saying he's visited 8 times.
Since July?
The New York Times reported that, since July 23rd and March of 2024, July of 23, I should say, not 23rd, and March of 2024, that Dr. Kennard has visited the White House 8 times. Because the 8th meeting was Saturday. No, I'm sorry. They reported just the New York Post discovered an 8th meeting just this past Saturday that the 8th meeting was on January 17th. So as they're starting to go back now and just investigate what's going on Saturday, they discovered, he came for an 8th time on January 17th.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to know what, I mean, if she's saying, I mean, her answer is it's a routine physical, but he's been there more. Do the other visits, maybe I don't know. I'm devil's advocating here. Are the other visits not having to do with his exams? Is he visiting for another reason? Is he visiting for someone else? Is he visiting to consult on something? I don't,
No, nobody knows, but
nobody knows.
She needs to do a better job answering that question other than what she's this runaround that she's giving them, because they're not going for it. And this, I see some of the comment. This has nothing to do with Donald Trump. This has everything to do with the president of the United States.
This is people criticize, and you're allowed to call question to power. You're allowed to criticize any president. I don't care what side they're on. You're allowed to question authority.
You're not only allowed,
you're supposed to.
It's your duty, your responsibility. That's why there's a meeting, a media and a press briefing every day.
And I'm not anti,
or at least during this administration and every other prior to the previous one.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the previous one they just stopped because they weren't liking. Yeah,
they just couldn't answer them anymore. They just couldn't answer the questions anymore.
At least they're standing in front of the microphone here.
I'll give her credit and him credit for that. Absolutely.
Yeah, and this is the kind of stuff it's not, we'll get to the bottom. They'll answer this at some point. I feel. I mean, they'll have to.
Yeah.
They're just going to keep asking.
I just don't understand, and you tell me, because I could be wrong here. This could be short-sighted. Why not just say, hey, he's getting up there in age and he's constantly being tested and he's constantly passing every single one of his tests. I don't understand what the bad part
unless
about
that's
that
not
is.
why he's there.
I mean, unless that's not why he's there. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. We won't know until they say.
All right, hang on a second. Paul says, I don't question Trump's ability to be president. Do you find that to be true? I feel like I've called his leadership abilities into question a lot.
Yeah.
Just because I don't shit on him and tear him apart over every last thing, it doesn't mean that I'm not questioning his ability to lead.
Let me ask you this.
God.
Do you think he was a good president?
No, I've said I didn't think he did that great of a job. I really didn't.
Do you think he deserved to be president again?
That's not up to me to decide. That's up to the
it
people.
is. You're a voter. You are the people.
And I'll exercise my vote 100%. Yeah.
Who are you voting for? If you say Trump, I'm reaching through this fucking thing. Not to influence you.
I'm here to protect. I'm here to protect their privacy, Frank. That's why I can't say anything.
I can't believe you can't answer that.
Well, I don't want to tell. I'll tell everybody who I vote for at the time that I vote.
Why?
Because that's when it's election time.
It's election time now, baby.
I don't know. You want to know the end of the movie when the movie starts? Not really.
This isn't a movie.
It could be.
If it was a movie, I'd say don't tell me.
It could be as thrilling as a movie. Everybody will have to wait to tune in to see who I voted for.
I can't even. If there's a laundry list of shit. I could sit here for hours and tell you why you shouldn't vote for Trump. I could point out 2 or 3 things about Biden that's questionable, and then the rest I'm like, yeah, Biden.
It might be more than 2 or 3 things. I'm just saying that.
What, his age?
Christine says it's not normal for an annual physical to see a neurologist. When you get older, though, I mean, you tend to get older. They run you through the gamut.
And you're also the president. You probably see every doctor.
Yes. I believe the president of the United States sees several people. Like, it's not just one doctor. They go through all the tests.
Yeah, and the guy's 81, whatever he is.
Yeah, they have to. I mean, they have to go through cardiologists and stuff. They have to go through a routine, you know.
I'm sure they have to go through everything.
Yeah, 100%. Star Duster says, great name. Jean Pierre is a spin doctor. That's her job. No, she's doing her job. I just feel like, I mean, you tell me if I'm wrong here. Here's what I think happened. She got off of that podium and went in to scream at somebody and said, you got to give me some fucking information. I got to give him an answer because I can't go up there and do that again. That's what I think happened. That's what
I hope that's what happened.
That's what I would do. And that's what any sane person would do. They'd be like, either you give me the go ahead to say that it was, you know, it was for you and you're fine, or we got to figure something out because I'm not going to go back up there again and get fucking toasted by these people because the administration in this instance is fucking hanging her out to dry. You know what I mean? I don't know how prepared she was for this, but like I said, the Post did report this on Saturday. It is Monday. You've had 48 hours to come up with you think you're not going to get asked about the fucking neurologist making frequent visits to the White House?
You're going to get asked.
Yeah. So either that administration's too stupid to see this coming, or they just don't want it to seem, which to me is the height of I don't know, delusion, because it's like, you're going to get asked. So come up with an answer. That's why I feel like it's better off to just be like, yeah, of course. Obviously, he's 81, however the fuck old he is. You know, we've done more frequent testing. That's all. We didn't do it out of any sort of alarm. We didn't do it because people were asking questions. He's 81. His doctor, you know, his cardiologist, this or that, you know. They want to know.
What's his family history? Maybe there's something runs in his family. He has to be checked for it. Who the hell knows? Yeah. We don't know. We're all speculating until they tell us what it is.
Yeah. I think I wonder if they're afraid of, you get a doctor, they confirm that a doctor's been there. Does that make it worse than what we've seen? I don't think it does. You know, I don't think it makes it any worse that there's a doctor in there. If anything, it kind of makes me feel better. I'm like, all right, there's a fucking doctor in there. By the way, if the doctor is saying he's not fit, it's not like we're not going to know that. I mean, you might be able to keep that a little bit of a secret for a couple of days. Let them get there.
The doctor can't say that.
No, but I mean, again, it's a little bit of a different game when you're dealing with the president of the United States of America, you know?
Yeah, but the Hippocratic, he can't be like talking about his patient to anybody.
No, I guess he can't publicly, but I don't know if he's
I'm sure there's some kind of, I don't remember this. This was an issue in and again, it's TV, but the West
Wing. Yes.
When the president was it MS? And they had to release it. They had to talk about it.
Right.
You know, or else, you know, it's going to be a huge thing. So,
because the country has a right to know if the president of the United States is sick.
Right. And, you know, I imagine that someone other than the president is in the room so that there's no crossing the line Hippocratic oath-wise.
Right.
So, like, his chief of staff might be in the room so that the doctor doesn't have to tell everybody, but the chief of staff will know or something. I don't know.
Right.
So we'll find out hopefully soon.
And the thing is, you're going to find out eventually one day anyway. I mean, there's no way that if they covered something like that up, it wouldn't eventually get out.
Yeah. I mean, there's 4 months, July, August, September, October, 4 months left until election. I mean, we're going to know. We're going to find out. It's not like the election's tomorrow.
I wish it was, though. Wouldn't that be nice?
That'd be good.
Finally get this over with.
By the way, wheel out Biden Hannibal Lecter style. I'm still voting for him. I don't care. I'm not voting for Trump. Trump's a giant malignant asshole, and he's the down. If he gets reelected, he's the downfall of this country, and I can't be a party to that.
I don't think there's anything wrong with you feeling that. I think a lot of people feel the way you feel.
I mean, there's so much evidence to that. This Project 2025 thing. I mean, while he says I don't know anything about it, it's bullshit.
By the way, about that, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead,
please. No,
about that. So we talked about Project 2025 on the last episode.
Yeah.
So go back if you want to check that out. And in there, we read President Trump's tweet on Truth Social where he said he doesn't know these people. He doesn't know what's in there. He doesn't know. He said I don't know what's in there. And then he said, I don't agree with everything that's in. I don't know. Like, well, how do you know that? What are you talking about? You can't. Both of those things can't be true. That was
I don't know what's in there, and I don't agree with everything in there.
Yeah.
What?
And then he said that he doesn't know the people responsible for this. The guy responsible for this, we have them on tape shaking hands.
Yeah, and he was at the White House.
Right. It's not like it was a one-time meet and greet at a thing. They've met they've been around in each other's circles. And then we go to find out that half the people who were associated with writing that thing worked in his administration.
Yeah. Believe me, if you're the candidate for president, you're the guy, you know about this stuff.
Yeah.
There's no one, they're not keeping this from you. Even if it had nothing to do with you, you're informed about it. They're telling you about this.
Right. So what's crazy about all of this is because Democrats scratch their head. Frank has scratched his head publicly on this show going, why do people still support him?
I do not get it.
And I'll tell you why. And this will kill him, but he's a puppet. It's not that they love him. He can win and he's easily influenced. You can get anything you want out of him if you just
kiss his ass.
If you just kiss up to him, you can get whatever you want. And so the conservatives know this. And this is what's kind of scary about this. It's not even Trump. The conservatives know how he works, and they are just I used to think they were riding his coattails. I think it's the other way around. I think he is being controlled. No matter how much he wants to say drain the swamp and all this stuff, he was co-opted the first time around. Bannon and who's the frogs are gay guy? What's the Alex Jones? Bannon and Alex Jones both admitted that in public interviews that he was co-opted. The people around him, got influenced.
100%. Look at the NRA. They'll tell him, they give him money so he kisses their ass. Any conservative organization who kisses his ass, he's going to be like, yeah, they're the best.
Yeah, so I think there's layers of the Republicans right now. It's the insane, crazy conservatives that are just going to use him to continue to push their agenda. Those Project 2025 people. It's the MAGA people who just there's an emptiness in them, maybe, or they just don't feel good about themselves.
Being conned, man.
And
they're just being conned. And
he gives them a win. He makes them feel like they're winning. He's
a snake oil salesman. That's all it is. He's just a sideshow guy who's like, I got the cure all. Here it is.
Then I think that there's just a bunch of people who are just like nice Republican conservative people, and they just want Republican conservative fiscal responsibility, and they're not really down with all the other stuff, but they just don't want to vote for a Democrat. And there's those people, and then there's all the the undecideds.
So
That's why I think it's those layers. That little layer cake is what has made him this whole big thing.
If Democrats were a little more fiscally responsible, would
Yeah.
that? I mean, then Republicans would have no reason to vote Republican anymore.
If Joe Biden came out and said, this is an experiment of all time, and this goes for both sides. If either one of them just broke apart a little bit from their own party and said, I happen to be quite, if Joe Biden said, I'm going to give you guys a tax cut. I don't know what it is yet, but don't worry, everybody's going to get one, not just the top 1%. Then I feel like people would be like, all right, maybe there's something.
Yeah,
and I don't think he would lose his base in doing it.
The problem with that is top 1% doesn't pay taxes anyway. So what do you what tax?
I'm just talking about winning an election here. I'm not talking about running a government.
All right.
I'm just saying, like, I think if any of them were like, well, I think, this or that, and it wasn't just right in line with their party, I don't think that they would lose anything. And I think that they would gain from the middle undecideds.
It doesn't make any sense, though. It's not something that makes. See,
I use taxes as an example. I mean,
no, I know.
Name any other,
Well, I feel like there's nothing. Here's how I look at the Republican Party and the Democratic Party. The Republican Party, overall, as a whole, focuses on money.
Yes.
However, in whichever way, shape, or form. Taxes.
Business and small government. That's their thing.
Yeah, but that's bullshit. It's business. Small government. I feel like
small government helps them run business without red tape and regulation.
Yeah, they say small government, but only when it suits them. So, like, in other words, they don't mind cutting regulations on corporations and things, but when it comes to your own personal health, we're going to take care of that. We can't let you decide. The government's going to decide for you.
Not a bad point.
So that's Republican Party in my opinion. The Democratic Party says, all right, we'll spend money, but we're going to focus on people. I feel like the people drive the government, not the money. And that's why I lean Democratic, because they're not worried about they're worried about the people first, and then they'll figure out how to pay for it.
That's why I lean down the middle.
Well, I feel like my opinion, this is just my own personal opinion.
I get it.
The right way to go for me is to worry about people and then figure it out along, as you go. Take care of people, and we'll pay for it in some way, but we'll figure it out. Not let's just not spend on anything, and not worry, and we'll let people end up where they end up. That doesn't make any sense to me.
I like to take care of the people too, but we also have to figure out a way to pay for it all.
Absolutely. No, I get that, but we'll figure it out. That's the thing. We'll take care of the people are important first. Number one is people. That's why I lean more Democratic, because I feel like worry about people. We'll figure out how to pay for it.
Right, but listen,
just take care of them first.
Don't you feel that most people, and I've said this 1,000 times. This is how I feel. I like to be fiscally conservative and socially liberal. I feel like really when you get down to it, 80% of the country feels that way. You think that's wrong?
That you're what, liberal?
That people are fiscally conservative. They don't want to pay. They don't want to lose half their paycheck to taxes.
Get that. Nobody does.
But at the same time, they're more than happy to support gay people, trans people. They're more than happy to have school lunches and Social Security.
Not if Donald Trump wins.
I'm talking about people. I'm talking about the majority of
the Republican Party.
I'm talking about the majority of this country, I feel, doesn't want to give their money away in their paycheck. And at the same time, they want people to just live how they want to live, and they don't care.
No, I understand that. And I get that there are people, it's got to be percentage wise. I understand that, the less money you make, the less you pay in taxes. The more money you make, I don't understand why that's so difficult. Why can't we get that right at least? If you make $30,000 a year, you should pay a very small amount of taxes. if you make $1 million a year, you should pay a lot of taxes. I don't understand why that we can't just simplify the tax structure and just make it that way. I don't understand why that's so complicated. Why it became such a complicated mess.
Yeah.
Right? Does that not make sense? But it's not how it is. I don't understand why that's not how it is.
There's loopholes and write-offs, and that's why they don't pay that much in taxes. They're just their depreciation. They're doing all the business. There's all codes and things in place for them.
Yeah, whatever you earn, this is what we're taking. That's it. End of story.
This is what I love about this podcast. Paul's putting the boots to me, saying, "Aunt, you're dreaming," and Christine's putting the boots to you, saying, "Frank, you're blinded by your hate for Trump."
What part am I blinded by?
You're blinded by the light, my friend.
At least I'm not revved up like a deuce.
All right, let's go to Trump's VP and who it's down to. They say two people, Frankie C.
Satan and Hitler. No. Is that right? Did I get it right?
North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum and Senator J.D. Vance, the Republican from Ohio, are supposedly the final two choices for candidate Trump to run as his running mate. They say that Marco Rubio also has an outside chance, which I am flabbergasted by, because those two have not gotten along since the primaries in 2016.
Yeah, but look at Ted Cruz. They didn't get along. He called his wife ugly and everything, and now he kisses his ass, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, didn't he say some shit about Marco Rubio too?
Probably. I would put money on that he did.
If anybody remembers what the knock was on Rubio, please let me know. I was just gonna go put a Janine comment on the screen, but I realize she's a co-host. You could just come on the show.
Yeah. What is she? Janine,
Also,
get on the show. What's happening?
I also just said what she said on the chat, so there's no reason to rehash it.
That doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry, but I have to call out Janine's comment, because it's not fair to be taxed when you work your ass off and make a lot of money. Yeah, but the millionaires and billionaires, you think they're working harder than the guy scrubbing toilets and working 3 jobs, or the woman who's raising 4 kids on her own and working 2-3 jobs? The guy maybe had, more money in their family, or, the billionaire, or had better, I don't know, better circumstances. But in terms of working harder, I think someone, scrubbing toilets or working at a gas, I think people work just, very hard to support themselves. The people that are not making a lot of money, as opposed to the people who are millionaires that probably can do their job for 2, 3, 4 hours a day. They work, the stock market works for them. Depends on your level of hard. Hi-oh.
All right, so
one, I guess.
You walked into that hard. That's what
I did do that.
So North Dakota Governor Douglas. Do you remember the Cutting Edge, the movie?
Sure, Topic.
She calls him Douglas, and now every time I see the name Doug, that's all I can think about.
I think of Dig Dug. You know that game?
What was Dig Dug? Why does that sound so familiar?
I think it was Atari. It's the guy who digs down into the dirt and shoots like an arrow on a friggin' rope.
Yeah.
Didn't make any sense. And
Good times.
Up thing. It's a weird game.
I love showing my kids stuff that was entertaining to us. They don't get it.
Yeah, because the graphics, the whole thing. What have you shown them?
Just like all the video games. I showed them a video game the other day because I was scrolling through TikTok and the guy was playing an old school video game, and it was like a baseball game, and it was when they would swing and it would be like, wow, like that's. He was like, don't like at the ball.
I love that. That was the best in Mike Tyson's Punch Out when it was a TKO. I love that. That little Mario would come out and go. pull up your hand and point to.
Yeah, and it said TKO on the screen, and that was the greatest thing we'd ever seen. This is amazing.
He may have said, but we all heard TKO.
TKO, exactly.
That was, we learned a new language, and it was Nintendo speak.
Exactly. Yeah. And my son the other day goes, "Dad, did you have the internet growing up?" And I said, like the 8th grade. I think I got it in the 8th grade. Like everybody kind of started having the internet in the 8th grade. And he was like, "How did you know stuff before then?"
It's a valid question. We didn't. We didn't know stuff.
That's what I said. I said we were just
didn't.
dumb. We
Yeah,
were just dumb and stupid.
How did you travel? We didn't. We stayed.
Yeah.
We stayed in our neighborhood, and if we went to maybe a couple other neighborhoods to hang out, but we didn't travel as much as people travel today. I think with map. We have to remember printing out maps on MapQuest.
That was even advanced.
Yeah, that was advanced. Oh, what are you kidding? I could put in the direction, put in the location on my computer, and then print out the directions and then read them in the car. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to track it on a map, which I don't think I ever did.
No, but remember how excited you were to go, "Oh, the next turn, guess what? 0.06 miles away." So now we know how far it is. We were so excited about that.
You know what pisses me off when when you're in the car and it goes in 1,000 feet, make a left. I'm like, I'm not 1,000 feet. I'm driving going, is that all right? We're at 600, 500, 400. You counting the feet? 100. I can't just say the name of the street and I'll get it.
Right.
I don't need to count down to all the feet.
They've done a better job in that, but I do have a conspiracy theory about the maps.
Oh boy.
I'm a little.
Are we ready for this?
I don't know if you guys are ready. Yeah, this is world.
The likes of which, not up. You're right. I can't handle it.
Think about everything. Bill Gates, Epstein, Clinton, all of it. None of it is as big as this map thing I'm about to throw your way. I'm in the car with Cuddles. She puts here's what drives me crazy about her. You want to hear something that really annoys me about my wife?
Oh boy.
We're going
only
to
if
Janine's.
Only if it's gonna get you in trouble.
Yeah, this is gonna get me in trouble. We're going to Janine's. So nobody knows her fucking address. We've known her for 32 years. We still don't know where the fuck she lives, right? Mm-hmm. So whenever I get in the car first, if you're married, most people know this. Or if you're married with kids, most people know this. I'm in the car. The kids are in the car. My wife is getting everything ready. Like she's the last one in the car because she gets the whole thing ready. So she jumps in the car. So I always plug my phone in first, right? Mm-hmm. So I go put the address in my phone.
See, that's selfish. You always plug your phone in first. It's what to charge or
to charge. Well, because I usually put the map on. I got
See, we go by whose battery's the lowest, and that's who gets the charger.
That's not unfair. So every time you get in the car, you do a battery check.
If we think of it, or else no one plugs in. But if someone plugs in, we don't question. If
no one plugs in.
Not every time.
That's unheard of.
If I get in the car with 80%, 90% battery, I'm not going to plug in.
All right.
Depends on where I'm going. I'm not. If I'm going to the store and back, I'm not going to plug in.
Sometimes I drive a block and a half away. I plug in all the time.
That's because you're insane.
That's not insane behavior. All right, J Sabs is here. J Sabs.
Yes.
Do you always plug in when you get in the car?
Okay. No, I don't always plug in.
What is wrong with you people? What are you, fucking murderers? Serial killers?
Oh, here's why I don't plug in. Sorry, J Sabs. The port on my phone doesn't work anymore. So the only charger I have that works on this phone, I had to go out and get a wireless charger because the port on my phone is broken. So I can't physically plug in to the car anymore.
There's lots of deals on that AARP, which I know you love. You go get yourself a new phone, man. I'm telling you, you'll love it.
I might. I like my old phone. This phone.
Frank's phone has the large buttons on it, so you can see it.
Actually, Lindarella has a good point. Her phone is always dead for a reason. She's right. I don't always plug it in. Okay. This is when I'll plug it in. If I know the battery's low, I'm definitely plugging it. I know that. And if it's, and by low, I mean less than 50%. Okay.
So if you get in the, I'm sorry, go ahead.
If I know that I'm gonna use it later on, or if I'm going someplace and I know I'm gonna use it, I'm gonna charge it. But I don't do it every single time. I don't.
That's serial killer behavior. So let me ask you a question. You got a full charge on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
You get in the car. You're going 20 minutes away. You don't plug your phone into the car?
No, because my phone connects and does the stuff I want it to.
Yeah, because who cares?
What?
Like my phone will play my music.
What the fuck are you talking about?
No, we're talking about charging.
No. I'm talking about plugging it into the car.
Yeah, to charge.
Not necessarily.
If it's at 100%, there's no reason for me to plug it in to charge it.
Okay. What are you talking about? Plug it in for
stop.
what?
Hold on a second.
Like some people plug it in like to use certain apps while they're driving, but
like the map.
Oh, my phone is always connected to the car. Whenever I get in the car, it just automatically connects. But I'm talking about just charging. I wasn't talking about anything else but charging.
When you get in your, you just bought a new car.
Yeah.
When you get in your car, you don't even have Apple, do you?
No, he doesn't. No. So it says.
Oh, I don't know how you. I don't know how you.
I get in and my phone connects to my car.
Your map, you can get GPS on. Do you pay for GPS through the car or
no? There's no GPS in the car. I have to do the phone.
You have to do the phone. Now, can you do that wirelessly when you get in the car, or do you have to plug it in to get the map on the screen?
No, it comes through. Well, no, the map doesn't come on my screen. Here's the thing: when we bought the car, the guy was like, "They're phasing out GPS systems in cars." Right. There's not going to be GPS in cars anymore.
Right. By the way, there shouldn't have been the last 10 years. It was useless.
Right. Well, whatever. Yeah. So now it's all on the phone. And what happens with my phone is the audio. Two things connect with my car to the car: the audio and the phone calls. So if I put maps on my phone via Bluetooth, if I put maps on my phone, the map voice will come on and tell me where to go.
There's no visual. You don't see
just
the map
on the phone. I don't see it on the screen in the car.
I don't know how you live. Janine, what is your problem?
Yes. Okay. If I have to use my maps, I will plug in my phone. But I do not use my map every time I get in my car because I know where I'm going because I'm a woman.
And that is not... That has nothing to do with it, first of all. Second of all, you're driving 20 minutes away on Long Island. You know where you're going. You're telling me you don't plug in your phone to get the map?
Absolutely fucking not. What do you want?
You're
What's
fucking insane.
Why? If you know where you're going.
Because of traffic. How do you know? Especially on Long Island. You can go 10 different ways to get to somewhere. Now you're going to sit in extra fucking traffic. Because you're too.
How much traffic for 20
phone?
minutes? 20 minutes away is not that far. You'll be fine.
So you're telling me
the both of you. I don't know how you live. I don't know how you exist on this planet.
Sorry, that is serial killer behavior right now. You're telling me, say you're going to go to. Let me tell you. Now I'm getting pissed.
Me the serial killer. You the serial killer.
We, now I'm thinking about. I wasn't. When we get in the car, usually Aaron is my navigator. I'm driving, and Aaron. It depends on where we're going.
Usually, Lincoln's my navigator.
Hate you.
Sorry.
Listen to me.
So Aaron will plug in the coordinates, and she'll tell me if there's traffic and stuff. Yeah, when we're going. Yeah, I get that. But if we're going,
how old are you?
And then I'll get my compass, and we'll be fine. I said coordinates on purpose.
I can't. Let me tell you something. The idea that you and your wife get in the car and neither one of you plugs in.
Stop saying plugs in, because that can mean 100 things. Stop it. Plugs in is very ambiguous.
Is it? No.
Plug into charge
into the car.
Or I have connect. You mean connect to the car?
I mean, go ahead, Janine. Go ahead.
I have a lot of questions about this. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You're telling me that you get in your car, let's say, and you're like, I'm going to go to Shake Shack, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You're telling me.
Safe assumption. Go ahead.
You put in the address of Shake Shack with, let's say you're going, right? And there's no traffic, right? You're still
How do I know? How do I know unless
you
I'm
cannot-
plugged into
listen.
the car?
How do you know? Just drive your car.
So will you ever get in your car and not put in the GPS?
God forbid I sit in 2 minutes of traffic.
I can't have it. I'm a busy person.
See,
I gotta get
I don't
around.
know how you live.
I can't. I'll be honest. I am like flabbergasted right now.
I
don't
love
know.
this magical world that Anthony lives in, that every street has to be crystal clear, no cars in front of him. He needs no traffic. He can't, God forbid he makes eye contact with another person in another car
Well,
because you go in the same exact speed.
I have to say, I never do this. Unless unless I'm meeting someone, right? Say I'm meeting your wife, Anthony. Say I'm meeting your wife, right?
Mhm.
And I'm going to your house or close to where you live, right?
Okay.
I will say, okay, D, I'll be there and I'll check to see if there is traffic. Usually,
How?
not every time
How?
with the Google Maps.
Okay.
But you are about 35 minutes away from me. Okay. I am not going to I just can't. If I was going to Shake Shack, guess what? I'm not putting in my.
Hey, just drive to Shake Shack.
That's it.
How many different ways you go in a Shake Shack?
No.
There's
You guys
really
are
not
crazy.
many ways to go there.
You're
There
crazy.
isn't.
You're
But
crazy.
even so, if
Why are
I'm
you choosing? Go ahead.
Because I want Shake Shack.
If it's a place I know how to get to and I've been a million times, I'm not putting in the coordinates.
Thank you.
Coordinates. That's right.
I'm not.
I'm not
just
putting
think
in the
that-
latitude, longitude. That's what we should be doing.
I'll tell you the only time I'll do that. The only time I'll ever do that is if I'm going to Queens because I know that there is going to be traffic, and then I can tell my mother, okay, I'll be there in an hour and 13 minutes.
Yes, agreed.
That's
If
the
I'm going,
right.
I agree with you, Ginny.
Why are you both choosing to live on the dark side of the moon? You have
We live. Wait,
the
we
connectivity.
we connect when we want to and need to connect. If we want to know what the traffic is like, we'll connect.
Let me tell you why I hate the both of you. Because the two of you especially would be the first to complain that you had to sit in any sort of traffic.
Negative. When do you ever hear me complain about traffic?
You don't complain. Everybody complains about traffic. It's traffic.
Yeah, but if it's traffic, sometimes you can't. If I'm in traffic, yeah, I'll plug in the thing. But if I'm not in traffic, I don't give.
You're already in the traffic. What's the point of plugging in?
I could get off and go somewhere else. But I'll sit in 2 minutes or 3 minutes of traffic.
But if you could know that information before you leave, why wouldn't you use that?
But you know what is funny? If I'm going somewhere and it says we've found this route is 5 minutes faster, I'm like, nah, I'm not taking that route. I'm sticking on the route I know.
All right, listen, I've turned down 3 or 4 minute faster routes. And once you get to 5 and above, now you're piquing my interest here. I might be intrigued to take a gander, see where you're sending me.
Okay, Anthony. Okay, let's say you're not.
Because sometimes it's wrong.
Okay, if you change the location, it's still going to be the same answer, but go ahead.
Sometimes it's wrong. I'm on the Belt Parkway, and it says faster route. Take the what's it called?
The service road?
Service road. It says take the service road. And I know, just living in New York, that is not faster. But it tells me, oh, you're going to be faster. Yeah, but it doesn't account for the lights. It doesn't account for the people coming off the side street. I'm telling you, sometimes if you know the area, you just know where to go, by living in the area.
I don't know.
So you should know. You should be familiar with traffic patterns. 90% of them.
But I've taken on the GPS. I've taken on the GPS with my experience, and I've lost in the past. So
you're dumb.
Now I trust in the GPS
because you're stupid. RFK is sketchy's past.
No, we're not gonna. No. Janine, you had one more thing on this. Did you want to change Shake Shack for McDonald's? Where were you going with that?
I was going to say McDonald's. No, I was going to say, do you do that when you go to our friend's house in Nassau?
100%. Every single time.
See,
and why do you do this?
Because there's 7 different ways for me to go.
Then why are you always late?
Because I don't want to
be. So then what do you care about the traffic?
I just delay. Sometimes I pick the route with more traffic, Frank. That's what happens.
Oh, all right.
I just need to know
this one's
what's going
going to take
on.
me 52 minutes as opposed to 22? Okay.
Yeah, taken.
People cannot be on your sides. There's just no way. You have
Sometimes
the
you
ability
don't care about the traffic, and
to
you just
get.
want.
Yeah, but if you can get information beforehand and avoid a problem, why wouldn't you do
But
that?
if you're
Here's-
only going 20 minutes, I don't know. I feel like the places I go to that are 20 minutes away,
Here's the other reason.
it's go
The
ahead.
other reason why there's two other reasons. One is I can't, if I'm driving by myself, I can't have the map in front of me. It's on my phone. So if I have to choose different routes,
You can have the map in front of you.
Well, it's on my phone. I don't have the thing to hook it to in front of me. You know what I mean? The
Oh,
suction
okay.
thing. So I don't. I have it sitting in the thing next to me in the console.
Yeah, but when
That's
you plug
one.
in your phone, like I think Google CarPlay is the same as Apple CarPlay, where when you plug it in, the map shows up on your screen.
No, the map. I tell you, when I connect my phone to the car, the only options I get are audio. So if I want to play songs or whatever, or phone calls.
Okay, Frank. If you plug your phone in, your whole screen
No,
will get taken over by Google CarPlay, and it'll show you the map on the screen.
I guarantee you it won't. I plug in. I connect every time when I get in my car. Bluetooth. It's always connected. It automatically connects as soon as I get in the car. I'm telling you that this is exactly what happens. I don't have an iPhone. I have an Android, and this is what happens.
Frank, I want to buy you an iPhone.
Thank you, Peter. Yes, Peter. I couldn't have said it better. There was a zinger out there that was perfect. That is it. That is perfect.
I can't even.
Peter just put it perfectly. Thank you so much, Peter.
I do not have AAA. I don't call AAA to plug in my phone.
You might as well. That's what you're paying them. Why not just use them?
First of all, I'm not really certain on this, but I'm almost definitely sure that you can get Google CarPlay on your phone, in your car. You can plug it in.
Telling you,
there's a whole world you don't even know about right now.
Maybe there is, but I doubt it. My phone connects every time I go in. It only gives me two
Bluetooth.
options.
Yes, Bluetooth, and that's just audio. But you can plug in and take over that whole console, and it'll give you all your maps. Your
so why wouldn't it connect with Bluetooth?
Why would? Because it's better. You can just see it on your screen.
No. I mean, why would Bluetooth not let me not connect the phones? Because with Bluetooth, it shows my battery power. It connects the clock, everything.
Right,
else
you're looking at it through your car, your car's system. This is the phone system that takes over the car system. It's way better.
So you're talking about a physical plug that I have to plug into the car.
Correct. Yeah, they're getting to more and more higher end cars have wireless, so that when you get in the car, same way you connect to your Bluetooth, it will connect to a CarPlay and it'll take over the whole thing wirelessly. That's happening now with the more expensive cars, and it'll be everywhere.
Now I have to buy a plug. See,
but when you plug in, it automatically lets you choose the Apple CarPlay app, and I think Google CarPlay works the same. I think it works.
Well, there's the other reason I don't have it. I might have access to it, but I don't. I might have it, but I don't have access to it. In other words, I don't have the plug to plug in my car. Maybe I could, but I just don't, because it's right now. All I have is my phone connected to Bluetooth. So that's why I don't. The map is only on my phone's screen right now. When I'm driving. And the only other thing it tells, like, I'll have the voice of the map. Turn left, up ahead, come through the car, and sometimes I'm listening to music and I don't want that thing interrupting myself.
You want to know the truth? I turn that off. I just have the map now. I don't want to be interrupted 1,000 times telling me where to turn and wait for 100 feet, like you were saying before. I can't have that. So I just
have
want
the
to
map
see
in
it.
front of me. Yeah, if I have the map on a screen in front of me, then maybe. But
yeah,
the fact that it's on my phone and I can't look at it all the time, the voice helps.
Well, it's easier when it's just on the little screen right there. You just glance right over.
Agree.
But I'll only turn that on if I really don't know where I'm going. Like if I went to the Bronx the other day and I was like putting the lady on because I got I don't know what's happening. But
we need voices too for those things.
Yeah, we do.
There's like 4 voices.
But if I'm driving 10, 15 minutes away, 20 minutes away, the first thing I do when I get in the car is plug my phone in.
I can't even. This is like fucking.
See,
My
I
mind
connect
is
my
blown.
I connect my phone, but I don't physically plug it into anything. It's just the Bluetooth connects.
I put my phone in, and I have a shortcut thing on my phone where as soon as it knows when it gets plugged into the car, and then it automatically starts Spotify and starts playing like music and stuff. It's beautiful.
See, when AI takes over, you're gonna be like, just take me over
Look at
right
me
now.
first.
Just-
I'm more disappointed in Janine because I know she has this technology and she's still opting not to use it.
There's no reason for
Do
me.
you call your mom before you leave the house and say I should be around an hour or so?
No,
I get that when I get there.
No, I will say. Should say how long? How long how long does it say? And I'll say, an hour and 13 minutes. Because I will find out. I will find out before I go how long it's going to take me.
That seems even crazier. So you're using the technology before you leave the house. And then as soon as you get on your journey, you're just like, screw it.
Because
Going and that's it.
Because you know what it's going to be, and you're on your way.
But how do you know? Especially when she's going to her mother's house.
Some
you
things
know that
are
you
a
can,
mystery.
You can
Anthony,
get off
and
at
that's
7 different exits to get there and figure out a better way to get there. Why sit in the extra 20 minutes of traffic? It seems
because
nuts.
sometimes a mystery it makes life worth living.
I'll be honest with you.
You don't have to know everything.
You're right. And really, the only other way it will take me from where I live, and I'll just say it, Bell Parkway, to the side road of the Bell Parkway. And then it'll tell me to get back on the Bell Parkway.
Yeah,
it
it's
won't
screwy.
tell. I can't take the LIE. I can't take the Northern State because it just it doesn't bring me back there. It doesn't.
It's a shorter route.
Frank, I'm sure the same for you too, right?
You guys are crazy.
It screws with you sometimes.
It doesn't tell me to go, oh, now you have to take the Northern State. It will never say that. It will say you can get off.
I'll say 98% of the time it's accurate, but then every now and then it screws with you.
Well, all right. Getting back to my original point before this whole thing blew up. We get in the car and my phone is plugged in.
Sorry, you still have your story. Go ahead.
So
it was a story.
I go put Janine's address in. Cuddles obviously doesn't know it.
Oh my God, I can't believe it.
But this is what she does every time. She'll search on her phone first, and then she'll put it in to my phone. She does this all the time. If we're going somewhere, I'll go put it on the thing. She'll go on her phone first, look at it, and then she'll put it on my phone. Instead of just going through my phone and putting it on. Why? But here's the conspiracy. Oh. So now we're going to Janine's, and she puts it in her phone, then puts it in my phone. 2 different suggested routes that said that they were both less time.
Oh, so now what? All right.
So I have a little conspiracy
You
theory.
stick with your GPS, and Janine and I will just learn the ways of the road by experiencing the road.
But my theory is, this is my theory. I believe this to be true, that they're giving people different directions to keep traffic as even
from clogging up.
Yeah, I do.
I can see that.
Well,
I don't know if you're getting the quickest route for yourself every single time.
Oh, so they're jamming. Sometimes they're jamming you up on purpose.
Sometimes
they're sending you off the belt so that the belt can flow a little more freely, and you're sitting in traffic. See, so
Perhaps.
Sometimes it's not good to.
Well,
perhaps.
I do want to tell you that I recently discovered that Disney does this with their ride times.
That's exactly
what bitches.
Yeah,
I know, because they want certain places in the park to be more crowded than others, so they'll purposely say, "Oh, this ride is an hour and a half."
Oh man, that's
this
diabolical.
one's 55 minutes, when really it's not.
Yeah, because if they gave everybody the quickest route, now everybody's going to jump on that quickest route. It's going to clog that whole thing up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because it's about distributing. Because they figured out, if we keep these people off the line, what are they going to do?
Right.
Buy shit.
Spend more money. Exactly.
Yeah. You
Exactly.
walk around. Oh, look at the turkey leg. Oh, all right.
So, and that happens all the time. So you'll see like, oh, it's a 45-minute wait, but you get there, right, Janine? And you walk right on. And you're like, the fuck?
Yep.
This isn't... Yeah. People say that all the time. It's
Me?
really, it's the 25-minute wait ones. Like they'll be like, oh, there's a 25-minute wait, but it's not.
Hey, would you blow me? Don't make fun of my GPS ball compass. That's got me out of a lot of sticky situations, that ball compass.
By the way, I put on my little map, and I don't even tell the person who I'm going to meet. I put the little share with. I click that, and I go, oh, that's the person. Click. And then it sends them a little message. Anthony is this far away. And it'll send
Who
little
wants
updates.
that? I don't want to know how far you are. I don't care.
I'm just saying. I'm in the modern era, my friend.
I got to keep track of you. I'm doing, I'm doing things. I don't need to know.
What are you doing?
I'm not doing anything.
What are you doing besides ignoring technology?
Sometimes some technology is worth ignoring.
I can't believe you and her wife sit in the car and nobody's connected. Like that would never.
Nobody's physically plugged into the car, but we're on the, we have the phone in front of. Like if my wife is sitting next to me, she's got the Google Maps or whatever on her phone, telling me, make a left up here. She's my navigator. So she's, tells me where to go. I don't need it on the screen if she's telling me. Yeah. Plus, I didn't know I could do that. I didn't know I could plug into the phone.
I'm telling you,
the car. I'll try it.
We'll give it a couple of episodes. You're gonna come in here and you're gonna apologize to me. You're gonna be like, I fucking.
I'm definitely not doing that. But
I chose Google Play and it is amazing. That's what you're gonna say.
I got to get the cord. I just have to figure out. Oh, that's the other thing. My phone's
Well, get a fucking phone.
The phone thing doesn't work, so I'm not gonna be able to plug in anyway. So
get a phone consistent with this decade. It would be great if you could do that.
No promises.
When I listen to music off of my phone and I'm not plugged in, like the thing is like this big on my screen. But when I put it in through Apple CarPlay, I go to Spotify. It's huge. It's like the full size of the whole thing. It's great.
I believe you.
And they're loving life.
Don't have access to that. Robin, that could be fixed. I know. It probably could. All of a sudden, one day, I went to plug in my charger and nothing was charging. I'm like, all right, I'm fiddling around with it, checking the plug, and it just stopped charging. So now I have to do the wireless charger. In my butt. I have one. There's one charger in my house. In my car, there's only one charger that works for my phone right now. It's the wireless one.
I don't know how you're living. Janine, when you're in the car with your husband, is there ever a time where either of you are not plugged in?
Plugged in meaning charging?
Yeah, what does that mean? What do you mean by that? Do you mean charging?
Meaning connected to the car.
Yeah.
We're always connected to the car, but we're not always plugged in.
When you get in the car, do you listen to the regular FM radio or do you immediately go to Spotify or XM or something?
We have XM, but he likes to listen to, we have different taste in music. So we often just let the kids listen to their fucking music until I get really annoyed and say, okay, it's time for my gangster rap now, kids.
You're gangster.
So, yeah, that's what do you listen to besides Dave Matthews? Forget
Spotify, Spotify all the time. And I have XM, I put on the Dave Matthews.
Oh God.
I go from Spotify, and then I go, I don't want to pick my own Dave Matthews music anymore. And I go on Sirius, and I
want someone else to pick it for me.
Yeah.
I don't know how you live with yourself. I don't know how you get through a car ride or anybody else sits in the car with you.
I don't know how my kids are doing. Like I'm waiting for the day where they're like, Dad, enough of this. But every Friday in the summer when Dave is out touring, they broadcast the Friday show live on Sirius. So it's like you get to listen. I mean, it's the great. You wouldn't love if Metallica gave you a chance to listen to every show or a show once a week, a new show.
I probably would.
It's great. I fucking love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah.
All right. RFK sketchy past. So in Vanity Fair, they discovered that RFK possibly, maybe, definitely assaulted a 23-year-old babysitter when he was younger. And so he was recently asked about this, and he said, I am not a church boy. I said there are skeletons in my closet.
Ooh.
Church boy.
Yeah. Do you want to hear it?
Okay.
Didn't say that's not true or I did not do that. No, when asked about this, if he sexually assaulted his then 23-year-old babysitter, this is what he had to say.
I am not a church boy. I am not running like that. I said in my I had a very, very rambunctious youth. I said in my announcement speech that I have so many skeletons in my closet that if they could all vote, I could run for king of the world. Mm-hmm. So, this Vanity Fair is recycling 30-year-old stories, and I'm not, going to comment on the details of any of them, but I am who I am.
You're talking there about the nanny situation. I mean, I do have to ask her. I mean, are you denying it or not?
I'm not going to comment on it.
All right. Well, I gave you the opportunity.
I am not a church boy.
So, a couple questions.
Why does he sound like that?
Right. That's question number one.
He sounds like Biden.
I've heard him speak before. He doesn't. I mean,
oh, he sounds like that. He's got a throat problem. Yeah.
I've never heard him sound like that at all. I don't understand.
All the time.
All right. The other thing is, why would anybody vote for someone who says I have so many skeletons in the closet? Or I'm not going to say I didn't sexually assault this person or any of that. That was all bad. His PR team must be like, what the fuck?
Their hands are permanently stuck to their foreheads. His PR team. Could you imagine?
It was a softball. Did you sexually assault this woman?
No.
No. I'm not a church boy. What?
It's the same thing with the school presidents and the whole Jewish thing. Yeah. Are you in favor of what were they asking them? Do you like violence against Jewish people? All they had to do was like, no.
No,
I don't.
That's right. No.
Remember that?
Yeah. And they got raked over the coals for it, as well they should, because it was like the easiest softball question.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This is like,
it's bad.
I mean, isn't there a vetting process when someone with all these skeletons? You think they would have said, all right, you're not going to run. We're not putting you up as a party leader or whatever.
Yeah. My favorite part about it is how annoyed he was at Vanity Fair. He's like, Vanity Fair is recycling 30-year-old stories.
How about annoy at yourself for being a sexual abuser, sexual assault? Oh my God.
Isn't this crazy? We're living in the craziest of times.
I can't. These are the three people that we got.
I feel terrible when people go, because people reach out to me all the time and they go, you don't like either side. Why don't you just vote for RFK? And now I'm like, well, this is why.
Yeah, because half his brain was eaten by a worm and the other half sexually assaulted some girl 30 years ago. So no.
And a couple of Epstein flights in between then that he's admitted to. So it's like, there's nothing there. No. And plus he has no chance of winning ever. So
ever. He'll get 0.5% of the vote and that'll be it.
Yeah, believe me, nobody is rooting for a third-party candidate harder than me. I feel like most people would say that too. It's just he's not the guy.
No, he's definitely not the guy.
All right, a hostess over at Tao, which is a big exclusive, one of those hotspots in New York City.
Oh,
where all the people are hobnobbing there.
Hitting those H's pretty hard.
Yeah, she was fired because she was accused of throwing poop. It landed in the koi pond.
I thought she threw poop because she was fired.
No. She was accused. No, this one's got a long. Her name is Ariel Roman. This is a sensitive situation because she is claiming that there's a whole bunch of sexual harassment going on within this Tao restaurant group, and that she's there to Me Too and expose everything. Tao and all the other people are saying that she's batshit fucking crazy. And she was dating one of the promoters of the that worked with the Tao hospitality group.
Mess.
They broke up. All this, Then she was stalking him, and she was outside one of the clubs screaming one night. She got arrested for that. She got arrested for a bunch of things. So she was, on. She was reporting at court for one of those other issues. And then people were like, you have to arrest her because the other day she threw feces and it landed in the koi pond.
God.
I just have a lot of questions, mostly whose feces was it? And nobody's been able to pinpoint that answer just yet.
The best guess would be her own, but you can't put that in stone.
I mean, I have to ask you, what's worse, if it's her own or not her own?
I think it's the same level. I think it's equally bad. I don't care whose it is.
But is it?
I mean, I don't know, but obviously the koi. I feel for them.
The koi. You're right. Let's focus on the koi here.
The koi have
Those
the
poor koi.
worst in this whole situation.
Yeah.
And this was, I'm sure, in front of customers, I would imagine, because it was at the place, and I'm sure people saw this, right?
Yeah. Now, since we started the episode, somebody texted me another article that has the info. So she was fired and then walked into Tao with a bag of poop.
Oh, so she was fired and then walked
It
out.
was after, yeah.
It was as a result of being fired.
And then she dumped the poop bag. He called a shit poop. Dumped the poop. Do you remember that from Billy Madison?
Yeah.
Poop. It's poop again. He called a shit poop.
That's a great movie.
It is a great movie. By the way, I don't know if you were there, but we did try and light a bag of shit on fire once. Were you there for that?
I was not there. When was this?
This was in like 6th grade, maybe 5th or 6th grade, probably 6th or 7th grade. It was Halloween. I'll never forget it. We were at Joey C's house. Were you there for that?
I was there for that, but I don't remember the poop bag.
Was it your own or was it dog's?
No, it was dog. We found dog poop. We put it in a bag. I don't think we actually lit it on fire, but we did ring a doorbell and leave the bag there for one of his neighbors. I don't even remember what happened. I can't even remember.
I remember he lived next to this huge lot, and we had a big egg shaving cream fight thing.
Yes.
We couldn't do that to anybody else, so we just threw it all at each other.
You guys are so bad.
We were bad boys, Janine. You don't even want to know. You don't even want to know.
All right.
That's 7 Oreos that night.
It was flying, baby.
Whoa.
Yeah, they were
flying high.
But he lived next to an abandoned lot where there was glass and broken car parts, which was close to the aforementioned surface roads that both Janine and Frank referenced earlier. So this major highway, we were just
a lot of fun though.
Just playing in the streets in the abandoned park.
It's a lot of fun, baby.
Oh, we had no parents. I mean,
so
really.
we'll never forget that though. That was nobody got hurt, and we had a lot of fun.
That's true. That's true.
Nobody got hurt. Okay.
Meanwhile, my son literally is like, "Who's watching us right now?" And like, he is so concerned for his safety, and we were just allowed to play with glass and shopping carts and next to a highway.
There was no glass. It was a regular. It was like a dirt field.
It was an abandoned lot.
It wasn't a lot. It was just a big open area. It wasn't like a parking lot. It was dirt.
Yeah, it was it was a place missing a house that should have had a house on it.
Right. Where
all the bums in the area went to go sleep at night and do drugs and shit.
You're dumb.
Right.
That's not what happened.
You're dumb. Well, anyway, that's young Miss whatever the fuck her name is. It doesn't even matter.
So I'm sure there's all lawsuits flying everywhere.
She caused $3,000 worth of damage in the koi pond.
How could that be? You clean it out. Well, I guess you got to clean the whole thing out.
You got to call somebody in there to clean the shit out. Yeah, it's $3,000.
I wouldn't be comfortable. I would probably have to get all new koi. I would give the koi to some pet store or koi whatever. Yeah. Be like, all right, new tank, new everything. This koi is no longer, this tank or whatever it's in is no longer sanitary. We're getting rid of the whole thing.
You would sell the restaurant, is what you would do.
I would move out of the state.
Yeah. All right, we had a game plan, but I don't know now because it's very late and we spent 45 minutes trying to.
We could do a game or not. We don't.
You want to save it? Let's save it for Friday. Friday's a fun game night. That's good old game time.
All right.
Instead, we're going to spend the last 4 minutes lecturing. I'm going to lecture you guys on how to fucking properly drive a car.
You already did that.
I'm more disappointed in Janine, if I could be honest with everybody in the audience.
I know, because Frank's still stuck.
What do you mean?
I know.
Frank's clueless. He doesn't know.
Right. But
he's the last one. He's going to wait until Frank finds Facebook. He's going to love it. It's just going to be great.
Face what? It's neither a face nor a book. Discuss.
But you're just choosing to remain in the darkness, and I can't get
It's
past
one
that.
thing. It's not choosing. I didn't know that was possible.
No, not you, her.
Oh, all right.
Janine.
Attacking me.
I just
Hey, Erin is in the chat. If she wants to do let's ask Erin if she wants to do a game.
All right, coin toss. Aaron can decide if you want to do it. But I don't know. She said she had a big game.
Big game. I'll do big game. I don't care.
All right, we're figuring it out. Discuss.
Robin says we always vote game, Erin, with a heart. Aussie Annie says she'll take the koi. That's a better person than I am. I my heart goes out to those koi. They did nothing wrong.
Yeah, they're just swimming along, minding their own business.
And all of a sudden, that's not right. Living the life. Mercury votes game. I don't know.
All right, you get word from Aaron. Well, we lost Janine.
It's okay.
Aaron says hold game. Yeah, we're burning Aaron out on these games. We can't have her constantly coming up with these genius. We're gonna fucking burn the poor girl out.
It's up to Erin. It's her call. If she was a little under the weather before, so I don't want to.
Oh, see, that makes me feel. See, I didn't even want to ask for the game, but I was like, oh, these two topics are so lame. We're never gonna,
Yeah, we'll do it Friday. Friday's the game.
Okay, yeah,
Don't
let her
worry, we'll
rest
have a
up.
great game.
Okay,
We'll have a great game on Friday.
That'll be good.
Yeah.
Got Dave Matthews tomorrow, my friend. Very excited for this.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
I'm going gummy too during Dave. This is the first time ever.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna see the
Feel
music.
the music. Okay, good for you. You probably won't have to. Is it indoors?
No, it's outdoors, Jones Beach.
All right.
Very excited. Very, very excited.
All right.
Yeah.
Fun. The newly revamped Jones Beach. Enjoy.
I know. Have you been yet?
No, I've seen video and photos and stuff. But
I
it
know.
looks
It
nice.
looks swanky.
Yeah.
Looks very, very swanky. There's like a weird, people are, I'm in one of these Dave Matthews Band groups, and people are like, where should we meet up before the Dave show? And I'm like, I don't know if I want to meet other people. Like, what do those people talk about?
Dave Matthews.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
Do you think he's going to play Satellite tonight? I don't know. I think so.
Necklaces. Sandals.
I told you the last time I was at a show, it wasn't Dave, it was Incubus. I saw some guy give another guy like pills or shroom or whatever it was, and the guy just took it. And I couldn't believe it.
Did they know each other?
No, total strangers. They were on either side of me on a line for beer.
Yeah, that's some sketchy stuff.
Yeah. That's what it is now. I can't pay $90 for a beer that sucks. You know what I'm saying? At a show anymore. I can't. What on from the fact that I can't fucking drink to begin with anymore.
No, it's not worth. I mean, unless you got like a baseball game when it's like 1,000,000 degrees and you get that nice cold
beer,
thing of beer. It might be $20, but it's like the best $20.
It's worth it then. Yeah, it's worth it then.
Yeah.
But I find like you can't even get a buzz off a beer anymore. I don't know if it's just me, I'm old, or I don't know what it is, but
no, I was out over the weekend. I was at someone's house. I had 3 beers in a row. I felt nothing. I usually 3 beers. I'm like, okay, I feel it, but nothing. I didn't feel anything. I was just bloated.
Thank you.
I don't know how people do I had 10 beers. You have 10 of anything.
How? Yeah, I bloat before I get buzzed.
Exactly. I can't fit any of that. Ridiculous.
Oh, getting old sucks.
Ugh.
All right, tomorrow, next episode, we're gonna talk about knee socks. So come back for that.
Sock garters.
All right,
Wave of the future.
We'll see you all on Wednesday. Hey, Friday, come back. Game night. It's gonna be really good. We'll see you guys.
Yeah.
Show me potato salad.
Maybe we should go now.